Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Continuing to see partly cloudy conditions out there with mainly some high clouds around the area. We'll continue to see some filtered sun as high clouds continue to build and stay pushing through the local area. Have seen those temperatures rising into the 60s so far this morning, and we did see those winds turn onshore. Overall, expecting dry weather as we move through the beginning of the week. We'll see a chance of maybe a few rain showers as we get into the day on Thursday. Not looking like a overly high chance, nor does it look like a soaking event, but that possibility is there. Otherwise, continuing on a fairly dry weather pattern through most of this week. We take a look at the current surface analysis, high pressure, the periphery of this area of high pressure in over the region, keeping that onshore flow as we move through the day today. That high pressure is going to move eastward. We'll see the winds turning more southerly as we get into the next couple of days, and that's going to bring in some mild conditions. Off to the west, we'll see a boundary approaching the region and pushing through the region as we get into today, Thursday, and that's going to bring that potential of a few rain showers around the area. If we look at the upper level winds, seeing easterly winds near the surface and then winds veering as we go up through the column, becoming more northwesterly as we get up above 12 to 16,000 feet. And seeing our max wind today at 25,000 feet of 37 knots. Freezing level today is at 13,700 feet. We look at the current visible satellite, we see plenty of high clouds pushing through the area. That will be the case as we move over the next 24 hours. We'll see a chance of a few low clouds developing, particularly as that air comes in off the water. Possibly seeing the ceiling develop around 3,000 to 4,000 feet this afternoon, but overall just mainly high clouds around the area. If we look at the short-term high-res model, we'll see as we step through here, dry weather expected to continue as we move through the day today and into the evening. We'll see a chance for some patchy fog early morning on Tuesday, and then that should burn off as we get into past the sunrise time. And milder conditions, slightly breezy conditions through the day on Tuesday. Looking right now like we'll stay below that wind advisory criteria. We'll keep a slight breeze as we go overnight into Wednesday morning. And then Wednesday we'll see another slightly breezy and mild day. Possibly seeing a wind advisory for Wednesday, but not guaranteed. But we'll be a little bit higher with the winds on Wednesday than what we'll see on Tuesday. But as you can see here, dry weather prevails as we move into and through the day on Wednesday. If we zoom out, look at the longer term forecast, we'll see this boundary starts to sink into the local region as we push through our day on Thursday. It looks to be somewhat stalled as it pushes through and weakening and drying out as most fronts have been doing lately. GFS here not indicating much in the way of precip around the local region. European model a little more in the way of moisture and rain shower possibility, but that model as well, it's still not looking like any significant rainfall, but can't rule out chance of a shower pushing through the area with that boundary on Thursday, and then things once again dry out as we go through the remainder of the week and into the weekend. And we have a potential tropical cyclone down in the Gulf of Mexico that will be tracking northward into the Gulf Coast states. Potentially some moisture from that making its way up north towards our region as we get towards the end of the weekend. GFS pretty bullish with some of this moisture moving in and bringing some potential rain chances as we move through the day on Sunday. Quite the opposite with the European model, not much in the way of precip as you're seeing here on the GFS. So again, another precipitation potential that we'll be keeping an eye on it as we move into the end of the weekend. So looking at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, expecting green conditions as we move through working hours today. We'll see our high temperature up around 65 degrees, winds out of the east 6 to 11 knots, gusting up to 16 knots. And again, mainly just high clouds around the area today. We'll see a few clouds, possibly around 3,000 to 4,000 feet, possibly seeing a ceiling at those levels, but just a chance of that not looking like the likely outcome. We'll see some increased low-level clouds and a few mid-level clouds as we go through the overnight time frame and into the early morning hours of Tuesday. Temperatures only cooling down to around 56 degrees, so well above average for this time of year, and we will see a chance for some fog moving into the area as winds become light and variable overnight. So looking at an orange risk for those reduced ceilings and visibilities, as we do have that good chance of seeing some fog early morning, and then we should see that burning off as we get past the sunrise time. Right now, tides are running normal. Tuesday to Wednesday, we'll see a very slight chance of lingering fog. Early on Tuesday, we'll see mostly to partly cloudy conditions, slightly breezy, mild with a high of 73 degrees. Looking at green conditions for our weather risk, as we do expect those slightly breezy winds to stay below that wind advisory criteria at this time. Keep a slight breeze into Tuesday evening with mostly clear to partly cloudy conditions with a low of 59 degrees, and then partly to mostly cloudy, mainly later in the day with the increased clouds. For our Wednesday, slightly breezy, looks a little bit stronger in the winds. So looking at a yellow risk for those winds at or above 25 knots on Wednesday. So a chance of that wind advisory possible. Otherwise, another mild day with a high of 76 degrees. So we look at the extended forecast here, looking at about a 30% chance at this time of seeing some precipitation around the area on Thursday. Otherwise, mostly cloudy and still mild for this time of year with a high of 72. Starting to see a return to a bit more seasonable temperatures, but still slightly above average as we get into the end of the week. That boundary pushing through. We'll see our high temperatures in the mid-60s with partly cloudy conditions for Friday and Saturday. Low temperatures in the low 50s, right around 50 degrees. And that continues as we go into Sunday. Sunday looking at about a 20% chance of rain with the potential of some of that tropical moisture possibly making it up into the local area. But again, it's a bit far out and not high confidence in that at this time. So overall, just expecting mostly cloudy conditions to end the weekend. That's going to wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your day.